Welcome everyone. Welcome to the show Agribusiness with Albert Makedenge, and I'm Albert. So today we're going to be talking about green mealies, just to check whether it's a viable project to do. Is it complicated? Let's find out. So green mealies are also known as magwere, chibage, umumpu amanzi, and it's a very good source of low-fat carbohydrates and fiber. Most people love green mealies. I love them too. So our discussion is structured into three parts. The first part, we're going to be talking on what to expect if you do a green mealies project. We're talking of returns. And the second part, we're going to discuss the how part. How do you carry out the project? And the last part, we're going to share the agronomic practices that one should follow when doing a green mealies project. So on the financial matters, we are saying for every dollar invested, a farmer is likely going to get $3+. And per every hectare, a yield of 3,500 dozens is expected. So that translates into 4,200 US dollars if you sell each dozen at $20. And this is after an investment of approximately 1,500 USD has been invested onto 1 hectare of green mealies. So the cost structure is divided into three parts, where the 20% is invested on land preparation, 50% is invested on fertilizers, which is the leading cost driver, and the remaining 30% is invested on seed, chemicals, labor, harvesting and marketing. So still on the financial matter, we are saying you can sell a dozen of green mealies from $20 up to $2.50. So the difference between the prices is that the $20 is when you sell, that's the farm gate price when you sell directly in the field, and $2.50 is when you actually take your produce to the market, the likes of Mbare Musika. And if you sell at $2.50 per dozen, you are going to get 8,750 US dollars, which also translates to $4,000 net profit. That's very lucrative. So on the how part, we are starting by saying quality and timing of agronomic practices is very important from the time you start to the time you finish your green mealies project. So late July or early August, which is around this time, is when you are expected to start planting your maize. This is because around this time we are bidding farewell to winter, so our heat units are starting to go up. By heat units, we mean the temperatures, because under cold temperatures it's very difficult to grow green mealies, especially in the high veld where the temperatures will be very, very low. Since you had time to prepare, we are saying from May up to now, you had very, very much time to prepare. So by this time, we should expect that your soil is fine tilled, which is 25 to 30 centimeters depth. And this helps with good germination, air circulation, and moisture retention. So in order for you to get 3,500 dozens per hectare, line spacing should be 90 centimeters, which is from line to line. And in-row spacing is 25 centimeters, which is from plant to plant. And when you're planting, make sure you're planting your maize 5 centimeters deep into the soil. Don't put much soil on top, that will affect your germination. After following the instructions on spacing, that will ensure plant population of 45,000. And from that 45,000, we are saying 95% will yield to the premium grade of green mealies, whereas the remaining 5% will be dried and used for other purposes. And it is very important to pick good performing varieties from your seed suppliers, especially the ones that are resistant to some diseases, because it's going to save you from buying a lot of chemicals. And in terms of maturity, we recommend that you pick medium to long maturing varieties, because they have proven to be doing so well in the green mealies business. Speaking of the soil, Soil fertility is also another issue that you need to consider. So farmers are recommended to take their soils for soil testing. And make sure that your soil pH is between 5.2 and 5.8, which is very favorable for maize growth. And when it comes to fertilizers, the recommended fertilizers to use per each hectare is 400 kgs per hectare of basal fertilizer or compound D, and 350 kgs per hectare of top dressing or ammonium nitrate. So the other key agronomic practices that you need to follow, you need to monitor the crop health. So you need to frequently do scouting just to monitor weeds, diseases, and pests. And maize is usually affected by the maize stalk borer, fall armyworm, maize streak virus, and the witchweed. So you should be attentive each time you get into your field. Try to pick up those problems if there is any. And in order for you to win the battle, you have to be well equipped with pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. Water requirements are 25 millimeters to 30 millimeters of water is needed in a 7 to 10 days cycle. And the initial dose before, just after planting, you should make sure that you irrigate at full capacity so that there will be good germination process. Also make sure whenever you irrigate well and evenly in the whole field. And from planting to harvesting, you need around 600 millimeters in total of water per hectare. And the other important tips are that 3 weeks after flowering, that depends on the variety. That's when your maize reach the milk stage. That is the time that you need to start doing your market research so that prior to harvesting, you clear all the demand and supply questions, and maybe to also estimate your profits. The last tip that I want to share with you is about staggering. So staggering is when you plant your maize at different intervals so that maybe the first week you are harvesting from one piece of the whole hectare, then the next time the other part is ready. Just like that, you should be harvesting at intervals. If you plant at intervals, 2 weeks intervals is recommended. Thank you so much. We'll provide a WhatsApp group link where people can join, people can discuss, ask questions, and if you want to add something, you also add. I'm sure there are people who have also done a Green Mealies Project. They can also give us testimonials. And follow us on our social media platforms, Oxalis Agriculture and Agribusiness with Albert Makedenge. Thank you so much.